Okay. Well, thank you all for being here today. I'm really excited to be one of the speakers for the Lunch.Learn.Lead. I'm a big advocate for the Better Business Bureau. As Rochelle just mentioned, I've served on the board for quite some time and currently serving as the board chair. Who wouldn't want to work with this amazing staff, right? You guys are amazing to work with. We have one of the absolute best BBBs in the state of Texas, and I would say even nationwide. We do a great job. Michelle does a great job of serving as a leader of this entity, and I'm very grateful to have this opportunity. Thank you. To those of you who are listening to us live, thank you for being here with us. So, just a little bit about myself. So my name is Rengel. I currently serve as the president and CEO of the Tyler Hispanic Business Alliance. Been doing that for about 10 years now. I have about 26 years that I've been doing business, marketing, and brand development. I've been able to serve as the founder of several programs at the organization where I'm at right now, focusing on business, entrepreneurship, also Latina business leadership development as well. And I'm a big advocate for learning. This is a little bit of information about myself. As a business owner, I'm always advocating for you to be an avid learner. There's so many ways to learn nowadays. We have it so accessible to us through YouTube, through other avenues, even schools, universities that provide continuing ed for us. So I'm always a big learner. I've attended, I think, 5 or 6 different universities and colleges simply because I'm just an avid learner, and I think that the more that you invest in yourself, the more that you're able to provide better resources and tools for others. So I've done, of course, did some my BBA and my Master of Science here at UT Tyler, but I've also did a entrepreneur small business operations with Cornell University. I've attended Tecnológico de Monterrey, which is in Mexico, one of the very elite schools in Mexico. And so that's just a little bit of background of my education and some of my expertise that I've been able to work with. I work with a lot of individuals that are wanting to start up businesses or that are in their I would say, life cycle where they're wanting to expand or grow it. So they already currently own it, but they want to expand or grow. So these are some of the areas of expertise that I've been able to achieve throughout my journey. I can't go without telling you guys a little bit about the HBA. Tyler Hispanic Business Alliance was founded by several different organizations and entities. Again, it was an alliance that came together for us to be able, we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and we serve as a hub location for Hispanic and Latino programs. Business and economic growth is what we focus on, community engagement. We provide training and education, and we provide the Hispanic outreach. So if your business or your organization is wanting to do some Hispanic outreach, please reach out to us. We are more than glad to work with you so that we can get you in the right place. Some of our founders include the City of Tyler, the Chamber of Commerce, the Smith County as well, and some other entities. We have quite a few, Tyler Paper, others that came together to create what's now, they had a vision, what is now the Tyler HBA. So let's talk about business-to-business partnership and alliances. Obviously, this is something that a lot of folks ask all the time. What is a B2B partnership, or what does it look like, or what should I be doing, or why should I be doing this? It can be a game changer for your business. It can be a game changer for your organization and entity and as a business owner. So I always strive to tell business owners, it's essential for you to start building strong business relationships, not just with individuals, but other people who own businesses, so that you yourself, your business can grow. And I'm going to give you top 3 reasons on why I think it's important for you to do it, and then who you should be doing those partnerships with. So first of all, it can boost your brand credibility. One of the things that you want to do as a business is you want to build trust. You want to build credibility. You want to enhance your reputation in the community. That is very important. And with you partnering up with the right and aligning yourself with the right entities, this can help you boost your own business's brand and credibility. It can also expand your reach and market. You can grow into a market segment that you possibly have not already been in. So this is very important for you to know you can tap into a whole new market segments. And we're going to go a little bit more in depth into every one of these. And also, I love that it increases innovation. When you the reason why it can combine, it increases innovation is because you are partnering with folks that have resources and tools that you possibly don't have in your own business or organization. And when you don't have those, and vice versa, they sometimes don't have the tools and resources that you have in your business. So collaborating together, you guys get to brainstorm and come up with ideas as to innovative ideas and creative ideas that now you can build a new program, a new resource, a new event, whatever it may be, but that increases innovation. And all of these things help you grow your business. So first, boosting your business, brand, and credibility. That was the first one that we talked about. Why is that so important? Your brand, can somebody give me a definition of your brand? What is your brand?
Your identity.
Your identity, right?
Yes.
What are some other things that when people say a brand, what do they think of?
Like your motto, like your what you stand for.
Yes, yes. It's your identity. Your identity goes everywhere you go. And one of the things I tell a lot of business owners, you are that brand. So you are the main and most important, I would say, part of that brand. So wherever you go, who you partner with, who you're forming alliances with, those types of things matter. They matter because that all reflects back onto you and your business and your brand. It's so important for that. And so it's very important that when you partner with folks, you can partner with someone that most likely, let's say for example, we have a lot of individuals that will partner with us, right, the HBA. Why? Because we've been around for so long, we have built that trust in our Hispanic Latino community, that when they see us partnering up with the BBB, or they see us partnering up with whatever other entity or business or organization, they immediately think, I can trust that business, I can trust that brand, because we have built that customer trust. So when you align yourself with someone, you immediately, all the customers and clients that they have, now they're going to build that trust with you, because they're like, you know what, if my business or that entity that I do business with is doing business with them, that means that they can also help me in my business. So that's one of the reasons why. Also, it helps you build a quality reputation. When consumers see that your brand is associated with reputable companies, it signals quality, it signals reliability, it signals expertise. So that's another reason why. And also, it just builds customer confidence. These partnerships can be valuable when you're trying to establish your brand, and also when you're trying to enter competitive markets. As they see that you have enhanced your reputation, you can increase your consumer confidence. So those are 3 reasons why it's so important for whenever you go into partnering up and forming an alliance with another business or entity. These are things that just by doing that, these things can come out of it. That you're able to do, be able to create more trust. You're able to get, build more of a quality reputation. You're able to have more confidence from your customers. I'm going to give you guys an example. So Apple and Nike. Apple is known as a leader in tech, right, in technology. And years back, they decided, they said, you know what, Nike, we want to create an Apple Watch that is for athletes. That, so they worked together, they worked with their Nike Fitness app, and they created something that's now obviously, very well known. But Apple is a technology company, right? They're not into athletics or into the fitness area or industry, but they tapped into all of that entire mass market of of Nike whenever they did that, right? Because think about it, all these folks, that you have all this whole industry in technology that you have already, that market. The market is already your consumers, they're already your clients, your customers. But when you partner with someone else, now you gain access to their consumers, to their clients, to their market. So this is one of the reasons why, again, it's so valuable to do this. Also, expanding your market reach. Market share is something that I constantly, I teach in our Entrepreneurship Academy, the marketing section of the training. And one of the things that we talk about is market share. When I ask individuals, okay, your product, your service, whatever it is that you're providing, who do you want to sell it to? Or who do you want your customer base to be? And a lot of the times, and this goes across the board for anyone that where I've taught this, they always say, I want to sell it to everyone. I want my product to be, everybody to use my product. And you do, that is our dream, right? As entrepreneurs, we want everyone to come use our service, to come use our product and the resources that we have. However, you have to understand that you have to first figure out who is your market, who is your target market. For example, if I wanted to sell, let's say, teddy bears, I know that I think I sell the most beautiful teddy bears in the world, but there's going to be a market specifically that you can start narrowing down. Okay, so yes, adults like teddy bears, but most likely it'll probably be children, depending on what the teddy bear looks like. So you have to think this way as to, I know I want to sell it to the world, and I know it's the best product and service in the world, but who do I start with first? Let's narrow that down, and that's one of the things that we talk about. So going back to expanding your market share, the reason why it's valuable to start doing these partnerships is because you're tapping into a new market segment that most likely you probably didn't have access to before. Just like I mentioned right now with Apple going into Nike's market segment. It helps especially if you're a new or growing business, it'll help you start building that trust rather quickly. You gain access to a whole new customer base that aligns with your customer base, or sometimes they don't, but you're able to access them. And sometimes, for example, going back to the example we just gave, all of these folks from Nike were like, you know what, I hadn't thought about that, but now that you're selling something that goes with the fitness app that we love, this is perfect. I'll start using your product. Also, your visibility. Visibility is so much. I constantly teach on this that, when you're out there doing your marketing, your advertising, you're out there, visibility is something that's so important. And it's also extremely important, going back to your target market, that you are doing and you're trying to make your business visible in the right areas. Okay, so because you also, as marketing and advertising can become rather expensive, so when you want to utilize your monies in areas where you know you're going to receive the best ROI, return on your investment. So, again, if you want to market, let's say back to the teddy bear, would you market it to an automotive shop? You wouldn't spend your monies in those areas, right? Marketing in those areas. You would try to focus on areas where you would most likely see an ROI. So visibility is very important, but you need to ensure that you're utilizing your funds in the right areas. This is an example of market reach again. Amazon and Whole Foods. When Amazon acquired Whole Foods, they were able to use Whole Foods' established grocery network to be able to expand what they now call Amazon Fresh grocery delivery services. It not only gave Amazon an instant access to a physical retail footprint, but it also introduced the brand to Whole Foods' loyal customer base of health-conscious shoppers. Again, Amazon utilizing all of that customer base that already existed, that they didn't have to spend the monies to start reaching out to them. With that one move, they were able to gain access to all of that. Are there any questions to this point? No? Okay.
It's awesome.
Also, innovation. Innovation is key to staying competitive, right? That's why I also like the word, my husband and I are big fans, fans, and we like the word pivot a lot. that is literally, but it's your life as a business owner. You have to, I think in general everyone, but especially when you're running a business, you have to learn how to pivot, right? So when you're learning how to pivot, you also have to become creative. You have to start thinking of innovative ways of how you can continue staying competitive, how you can continue to stay visible, how you can continue to stay in the forefront of people's minds when they think about that specific industry where your business is in. Also, you stand out in the marketplace. When you collaborate with the right partners, you can create strong value propositions and you can stand out in the market. And also, you can position yourself as a business leader that's an innovation. And it's so important. A lot of times, when businesses, you look, for example, we look at Apple, right? That's one of the great examples of it, that we constantly think that company is constantly thinking of innovative ways of how to stay ahead of their competitor. This is another example of innovation. So Coca-Cola partnered with this company called Freestyle. And this is a touchscreen soda dispenser, and I know many of you have seen it. It gives you, more than 100 drink options. And I can guarantee you, my boys have chosen all 100 of those drinks. And it looks blue, green, purple sometimes, but it tastes so good. I don't know how they do it, but this is such an innovative idea, because who would have thought before that? We always just thought, oh, I'll get my regular Coke. I'll get my regular Dr. Pepper, whatnot. And then you're like, oh, they have it in this flavor. And so again, this is also a very innovative way for them to be able to stay ahead, as a competitor. But also, they utilize it as a marketing item so that they put in new items on there to see who likes it. And then once they realize, okay, a lot of people really like this purple grape flavored drink, then they'll start selling it. So again, very innovative and very good way to stay ahead and competitive. Now, a lot of folks ask, okay, so I know that it's valuable, but who should I partner with? Who should I form these alliances with? And that is also extremely valuable information for you to know. When you're deciding who to form these partnerships with, it's a critical decision for you or for any business, because it can help with your growth as your business, it can help with your reputation, it can help with your reach, etc. Always look for complementary strengths and expertise. So, for example, if you find a company that can be a strong partner with you, that can bring something to the table that possibly your business lacks. So let's say, for example, sometimes folks come out to us and say, you know what, Nancy, we want to reach out to that Hispanic market segment that we've never done before, but our business is ready to tap into that market just to increase more revenue, more income for the business. So you align with someone who has that as a strength, like we would be that strength, and we would work and collaborate together, provide our resources to your business and your resource to ours, so that together we can create innovative ways of how we can both be successful and have a win-win.
Yes.
You also have to assess that business's weaknesses and also your own. Every business should always do a SWOT analysis of their business, but also look at the strengths of that business and also look at the weaknesses. And you have to compare the two and think, is it worth me collaborating with them? Is it going to hurt me more than help me, or will it hurt me at all? Sometimes if it hurts you just a teeny bitty, sometimes it's not worth the partnership. It's not worth the alliance, especially when it's so critical when you're first starting. And I'll give you an example for us. When I first started at the HBA, it was very critical for us to partner and form alliances with entities that were reputable, that had good reputation, that had good, I would say, not just experience, expertise, but also folks that we had seen in their history journey that they had a great relationship with the Hispanic Latino market, right? And so those are things that we looked at the beginning. Once we're at the point we're at now, we can partner with someone who's probably struggled a little bit and help them fix it, help them mend those things. So at the beginning, it's extremely important that you look at those things. Also, someone who just shares your values and vision that you share as a business owner and your business, your company. You want to ensure that they're in alignment with your values, your culture of your business, and also the long-term vision. not just at the moment, but also long-term. Are you guys in alignment with that? Is that something that you want to work with in the future? And a lot of the times, you know, these alliances stay for a very long time. You know, once you form that relationship with one another, you just continue working with one another. I kind of call it a marriage in a way. You know, you work together. You sometimes have discrepancies. You think, okay, you discuss it, you hash it out, you figure it out, you fix it, and then you move forward, right? Also, find someone that has a market reputation and a customer base. Because again, when you're able to align yourself with a business or entity that already has a great reputation, that already has a great customer base, that allows you to tap into that customer base that you possibly, and also it increases your reputation as well, right? Because you're partnering up with someone that already has such a great reputation. You know, for example, when people see the BBB, immediately they think quality, they think great reputation, they think of all these things, right? So when you align yourself with something like that, and you say, you know, I'm a BBB member, immediately they know, like, okay, you know, this is someone that's really quality, reputable, you know, et cetera. And so they take that, they see that differently, right? So it's very important that you look at all of these things when you're trying to figure out who would be your best partners. When you determine your partnerships or alliances, consider partnerships that are not only strategic, but also sustainable, resulting in mutual beneficial growth. And it goes back to what I was saying, that you want to be strategic as to who you align yourself with your business with, who you partner with your business, because this will be most likely for a long-term relationship. But you want it to also be something that you can both mutually benefit from and you can both mutually grow from. So it has to be a win-win per se for both entities or organizations. So again, these are some of the determining your best partnerships. Look at the strengths and the expertise. Look at someone that shares the same values, the same vision that you have. Someone that has a great market reputation, someone that has a great customer base. You want to look at all of those things so that it's beneficial to your business and it's beneficial to your growth as a business as well. In summary, partnerships and alliances are essential for building a strong business and brand. They help establish your credibility. They can expand your market share, your market reach. It can help you drive innovation. They can also give you a competitive advantage. These are just some of the reasons why it's just so valuable to be able to do partnerships or alliances. There are so many, many, many more. But these are just a few, just because I didn't want to be here and teach for hours, which I could. But this is one of the things that I want you guys to walk away with, knowing that it is so valuable to do that, to where you partner with businesses. And sometimes folks say, you know, how do I do that? Well, look at your business first and say, okay, where am I lacking? You know, an area where you possibly say, you know, I need to work on this, or this is an area that is a weakness of mine for my business. Look at that first, and then start thinking, who can provide these types of things that would align with my mission, that aligns with this? Who would be someone that I could do that? And events that like this, that you can go to and network, is where you got to start meeting folks and realize, you know what? Wow, I did not know your business did that. Okay, why don't we come and get together? I'll give you an example. Years ago, I had an idea to create a Latina leadership conference, something that had never been done before in East Texas. And at the time, I didn't have that much support. Obviously, it came to me because I love marketing research. And I had read just how the number of Latina women were doing great in entrepreneurship and starting businesses. So I thought, let's do something like this. Well, we didn't have the funds for it yet in our fiscal year, right? And so I went to an event at UT Tyler. And I ran into a gentleman that was starting an entrepreneurship not the School of Entrepreneurship, but a program there at UT Tyler. And he said, we would love to collaborate with you guys on this because we want to start really showcasing and highlighting entrepreneurship here at UT Tyler. So let's collab, let's partner with one another to be able to do that. And they did. They partnered with us the first couple of years for us to be able to really create something that had never been done before. And again, we were able to utilize a lot of their resources because UT Tyler is a very credible organization, entity and university here. And also it had the facility availability, it had a lot of resources that we as a small nonprofit did not have. And we were able to utilize their resources. We were able to target a lot of their students that, young students that wanted to attend, etc. And they were able to collab with us and build that trust with the Hispanic Latino community when they saw both of us partnering up together. So it was a win, it's mutually beneficial for both of us, and we were both in alignment as to we wanted to create programs, resources, or an event that really focus and shine focus on entrepreneurship. So that's an example again of when you do networking events like this, you can learn and figure out, or if not, you can always just pick up the phone and call folks and say, you know what, this is something I'm thinking of doing. Do you know who might be a good contact that could help me get this going? BBB is a great example. They know just about every single business. Our chamber does too. So we have a lot of entities in Tyler that are willing to share that with you. So again, thank you for the opportunity, Michelle and the staff here at BBB, to talk about business-to-business relationships, partnerships, and alliances. It is so important and so valuable. But I want to take, and if any of you have any questions or if you have any stories that you guys want to share.
First, we want to thank you so much, but Ms. Sherry's asking that you say your name again.
Oh, okay. So my full name is Nancy Arellano Rengel.
Ariana. Very sexy.
Say
it so fast.
What?
Say it fast like you do.
Nancy Arellano Rengel.
Oh, sorry.
My maiden name was Arellano, so I didn't have a middle name growing up. So when I got married, I just moved my maiden name as to my middle name. And all of my children, actually, just FYI, all of my boys, they carry my maiden name as their middle name.
It's a very Spanish thing to do. We same thing here. Yeah. I'm Filipino. You know.
That is it. Thank you.
I know, right?
Nancy is one of the best networkers that I know. She is very good at meeting people and building relationships with them. Nancy, how do you, sometimes it's hard speaking with somebody because you don't want to feel like you're just you want to make, genuine friendships with people, right? And sometimes it may feel like I'm trying to get something from them, which you are, but you also really want, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So how do you get over that awkwardness, I guess?
Great question, Michelle. Great question.
Well, I think you have to always approach it, like you said, genuinely. This is just my personal personality, the way I am. I like to meet people and get to know them. A lot of the times you will hardly ever catch me asking people, immediately they always ask, what's your name, what do you do, where do you work? I hardly ever ask that because I don't think that defines who you are.
Amen.
I think every one of us have a journey, have a story. I think that our journeys have led us to where we are today. So there's just so much more to us than just our job titles, right? So a lot of times I always tell people, I just want to take you out for a cup of coffee. Simple as that. I do that a lot so that I can meet one-on-ones and I can get to meet them and they can get to meet me, who I am. And then from there, we both get to know one another and see, are they aligned with how I am, how I see things, our mission, etc. And if it's not a good fit, it's not a good fit. But if it is a great fit, then that's a great start to building a long-lasting relationship. Because relationships are very essential. I mean, I would almost say it can make or break your business. Having those relationships, and it doesn't have to be folks like in our case we're a nonprofit, just people that donate and give funding, but it's also people that provide so much value. I have a board director that's here. Thank you for being here. She works in Dallas, so her time of being here is so valuable to me. Starting as a board director, her knowledge, her expertise of all these people that are volunteering their time. And if you don't have a board directors, it never hurts to ask people, say, hey, can I meet with you? Can I talk to you? And people will always meet with you for a cup of coffee, especially if you're paying. Hey, can we meet up for lunch? Or, I'd love to meet one day for us to chat. And when you do that, you start building those relationships, and you get to meet the real person, who they are. And then from there, the people will, you become friends, and then you're able to really give that advice, give that mentorship, sometimes the guidance that sometimes you need, that you don't have the tools, or you're not equipped with the tools yet, but others can do that. A lot of people talk about mentors, mentorships, and people that are your mentors. I have a lot of mentors, and they have no clue that they are my mentors. They have no clue, and that's totally fine. There's people that I look up to in certain areas that I know they have amazing strengths, but I also know their weaknesses, but I value those strengths. I admire those strengths. And so that's another thing, a long answer to your question, but that's one of the ways that you can do that is really just say, hey, can I invite you for coffee? Can I invite you for lunch? And that's a way for them to not only get to know you, but also get to know about your business. And then you can start building that relationship from there.
Awesome. Thank
you.
Nancy, I just want to take you to lunch.
I would absolutely love that. Thank you. Yes.
So, is there a cost to join the Hispanic Business Alliance, and if so, what does that look like?
We do have memberships that we just launched not long ago, and it was one of the reasons we did not start off as a membership-based organization. However, we had so many organizations and entities and individuals that wanted to be a part of our movement, a part of our the work that we do in our community. What we do primarily is we help with Hispanic outreach and marketing for businesses, but also for Hispanics, we help them do a lot of training and develop so that they can become successful entrepreneurs. We have one student who's graduated from our Entrepreneurship Academy here. Thank you for being here, Laura. So we do that so that they are equipped with the resources they need and the tools to be able to go out and start businesses and be successful at it, because in turn that helps our entire economy here in East Texas. The Academy is an 8-week intensive course where we talk about accounting and taxation. We have CPA that teaches that. If we talk about business law and ethics, we have an attorney. So we're doing a lot of those different things, and I will be more than glad to share that information with you when you take me out. Thank you. Rochelle?
So, as you mentioned, and I can agree more, I mean, your name is all you got. No matter who you work for, no matter what you do, your name is your legacy. Your name is you, right? So, not naming names, but the previous nonprofit that I worked for before I was smart and came on board with the Better Business Bureau full time, I got a lot of, Michelle was asking the question about those relationships. I worked hard to establish these relationships with some higher up people within the community that didn't even know anything about this organization, right? Got them in there, toured, they were like, wow, this is absolutely amazing, we had no idea. So that's what those relationships are about, right? Secondly, how do you feel about those relationships that you formed and you're growing, going back to them and saying, hey, this is what we've got coming up, or, because they say, we're going to support you no matter where you go because of who you are. I mean, and that's what you want. I mean, but how do you go about asking without them thinking, why don't you, why aren't you a member here? Or why aren't you, would you like to sponsor? Or without them feeling that that's the only reason you're in that relationship with them is for what you can get out of it. You want it to be genuine and one-on-one, but where do you get confident and feeling comfortable enough to ask? You've got to ask. You've got to ask.
And I think there's a group of people that are very much like that. They're like, just let me know. And I have those that tell me, Nancy, I don't have time for the meetings, go. Just send me an invoice. And I'm just like, well, for what amount?
Yeah.
And you're like, okay. So we've got those folks. And it's great because they are providing, an alliance and a partnership with you in their way that they want to. But another reason why I like having those meetings is to know what works best for you, because everybody's different. Everybody has a different schedules and journeys and things going on in their lives. So when you meet with them, you really figure out like what works best for you that we can customize. And so that's something that, for example, I have folks that say, you know what, I just want an invoice once a year. I don't need you to send me one for every single event you have. Just send me the dates, send me what you've got. I'll look over all of it, and then I give you one check for the whole year, and I'm done. And pretty much I don't have to bother them anymore. And so it's those types of folks. But if you build a really good relationship with folks, and you believe in what you're doing, because that has a lot to do with it, your passion and your drive. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you believe, let's say in BBB, and you go back and say, you know what, I really appreciated the relationship we had, how we work and collab together over here. I'm over here now, and I have nothing but these amazing things to talk about BBB. And you explain all of that to them, and just listen to them, and hear them out and say, if they say, you know what, I think that's great, I'm not ready yet, but maybe next year, let's revisit this, then revisit it,
Sure.
and send them, I always like to send highlights or things that are happening that are positive in your organization. So I think like sometimes, when folks see like, wow, like, I used to not be a huge Facebook person, believe it or not. But when I started this job, I realized just how valuable it could be for all of us that are in our busy lives, that sometimes they don't know everything that's happening in each one of our lives, right? But when I post something like, hey, we just had this huge Entrepreneurship Academy graduates, look at all of them, they're about to launch off and start all these businesses here in East Texas, someone will see that and they're like, wow, that's so great, the things that y'all are doing for your organization. So I think highlighting a lot of the things, and you guys do a great job at BBB, to highlight the great things that you do also, because it always gives that little reminder like, oh, I know Rochelle talked about this, but that's cool that they're doing that. And they see something else, that's cool, because that just helps them want to be more closer to that mission and that organization's
Thank you for
mission.
that. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything
Anybody
else?
else?
No?
How many of you, is the first time that you're here at the BBB? Yay!
Welcome.
That's awesome. Well, thank y'all so much. I'm going to put on my hat or BBB chair now. Thank you all for being here. Again, it's an honor to do things like this and presentations. Never always continue being an avid learner. Take advantage of workshops, trainings, and things like this. Online or in person. In person is the best way to do a lot of networking. A lot of times, we get a lot of business cards and those types of things. Following up is always something that most people don't do, and so it's one of those things that if you can't follow up, try to do your best, and y'all try to just stay healthy and keep building those relationships. So, thank you.